Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Nacho Tabletop. I'm Zach,
And I'm Pepper.
and today we are reacting to the news of a new Unmatched set, Unmatched Battle of Legends, Volume 3. We always get, well, I guess I can't speak for Pepper. I always get excited about the new sets, whether or not maybe I find the characters interesting. It's always fun to have new sets and Unmatched to kind of talk about, see if we're excited about them. And the Battle of Legends sets so far have been, I think, some of my favorite ones. So I think I've been waiting for this, and I could. Part of it was probably just because of the quickness that was the Marvel sets that just kept kind of coming, and it's like, I really actually like these different legendary characters facing off, kind of all feeling a little bit different versus obviously the Marvel ones feel different, but kind of still feel like in the same universe. And now we're back to this with four pretty different feeling characters from each other.
I think this is base core heart of Unmatched. These Battle of Legends systems where it seems like that's what the series should be, and that should
Mm.
be kind of the main line of games. And they've just released the first two. I would say are probably right at the top of our first to get. If you are just getting into Unmatched, I would recommend either of the first two Battle of Legends sets. You can buy either one. You don't have to get the first one first. They're both phenomenal. And yeah, you hear one's coming out and you get excited even if you know nothing about these characters.
Right. But yeah, unfortunately, with the news too, is they said this will be the last one of the Battle of Legends. It's a trilogy, I guess. Which I thought there were murmurs or talks of there being like a Battle of Legends Volume 4 in the works, so I don't know. Sounds like it's more of like a thing that's they're changing the names, maybe just so that like if people are purchasing these at their stores, they're not like thinking, if they're new to gaming or they're just getting into Unmatched, they're not like, oh, what how can I get volume one or volume two if maybe they're no longer there? So I think it might be more just the naming convention so that you don't feel like you maybe have to have the other ones. I don't know exactly. But that is a little disappointing because I'm like, I love these ones the most.
Yeah,
I mean, I probably, Cobble and Fog is right up there for me too, but
yeah,
otherwise, Cobble and Fog feels like it could have
it does.
maybe been that
It
and
it
called a Battle of
really
Legends.
It really does feel like it is, and I think one of the reasons is because it has four characters. They're all
That's true.
kind of different, and I just, I love restoration games. They've been good to me. They've been good to me. But my first thought is like, what? You don't want to release four character box sets anymore? You just want to go back to the three characters and the two characters? And you don't want to be forced to continue this four character line, but I'm sure that and money is definitely not the reason for any of this. Yeah, I hope we do continue to get the characters. I assume the characters they're going to make are the characters they're going to end up making. It doesn't
Hmm.
really matter which box they're in. It
All right.
just feels safer to continue this series in my mind because there's ones that just go off on their own, like what is it, Sun's Origin. I'm like, I am just meh on that for excitement when it comes to Unmatched. But if those characters were in a Battle of Legends set, I'd be a lot more excited to try them out for no reason whatsoever. I don't know more about those characters. It's just their inclusion makes me more excited.
Right. Yeah, I would 100% agree. And yeah, as you can maybe see, the characters that we will be getting in this final Battle of Legends is Blackbeard, the Chupacabra, Pandora, and Loki. So it is an interesting set of characters. I believe two of them are gods, technically, and then we've got a pirate, and then we've got the Chupacabra.
Yes, the beastly Chupacabra.
Yes. Um, and yeah, I feel like I wouldn't even say like I know a bunch about it, but the one I hear about the most is probably the Chupacabra. Uh, not as an unmatched character, but just in general terms. Um, I guess you hear Pandora's Box a decent amount maybe as well, and then Loki, but that's more in like the Marvel universe, which I think this Loki, this god is still somewhat similar to the what they portray in
Yeah,
the Marvel comics. I don't think it's like extremely far off. I don't know if I don't think it's exactly the same, but
yeah.
I think it's kind of in the same vein
He's
as
a
kind of a
trickster here.
trickster, and
Yeah,
so I think that's still pretty close. It's just not going to be obviously not going to use the artwork of Loki or try to match that closely to what Marvel has done or
right.
anything.
So that is a way to sneak around since I guess Marvel based
It's
those
true.
characters on the gods. Does this mean that we get a Thor?
I was wondering that myself. I'm like, would I have rather had Thor than Loki? I mean, we're talking, I guess, non-Marvel wise, but I'd rather have had that because I don't know that I makes me think of like Houdini or something. Like it's like
Oh,
I don't know if it's gonna feel like that, like having a trickster. I don't know. I sometimes like some of the beefier characters, and I feel like Thor would maybe just be
yeah.
more of a beefy character, and I don't know. I just like the idea of like having whether it be him or if you did like a Zeus or something, having like
Oh,
a
yeah.
character with lightning. We actually made a video on characters that we hope to see in the future in a match, us and Michaela, and I don't think any of these were on that list. The only one that might have been close is we might some Michaela might have said Jack Sparrow. I don't remember if that was
Um,
something that she
one of
said
us
during
did.
that or if we've just said it since then.
Yeah,
So I guess Blackbeard is kind of like that without, I guess, having.
yeah,
I mean, they're not based off a real person, but I mean that it's not going to be quite the same. Obviously, it's not the same as Jack Sparrow, but then they don't have to go get the IP
yeah,
to do Jack Sparrow, so makes it a little bit easier. Because otherwise, I suppose if you went and got that IP, you'd probably. Because I know, from my understanding, like some IPs don't, want their things mixing with other things necessarily. So then you'd have to hope you could get at least three characters from them to
yeah.
make that worth it. So I don't know if you'd end up doing like the I don't know what is his name.
Whatever, something
Uh,
Dutchman, or is that SpongeBob? I don't know. I might be mixing them up.
yeah. What
Is it
Davy Jones? Davy
Davy
Jones,
Jones?
I think, is in that, and then I don't know some other character you could pull from there. I'm sure, but um, yeah, I'm excited about a pirate character that feels unique. It'll be interesting to see what these all do. I'm trying to think of how could you use a pirate character to make them interesting?
I I don't know. I guess we kind of had what was it, Sinbad, and he had
Oh,
his
Sinbad, yeah.
voyages and adventures, and that's
Yeah,
kind of what I think of for pirates. So that is kind of covering. That's probably where my mind would go to, just because it
yeah,
is already there. And yeah, I don't know. I think of water, but like not all the maps have water, so can't really do anything with that. Ah,
right.
I really don't know. I
I was
guess
I
it'd
was trying
be
to think of that as well. I was like, if you did something with water, that could maybe be cool. But yeah, I'm like, they should have paired him with like a Loch Ness monster one or something, so that you could do maybe some water based thing or something. But that
hmm.
obviously would not work with all maps if you did that. So
I guess you've
probably
got
doesn't
you
quite
got the
work.
chupacabra to go against, and uh, there's not that many like monsters that you can play.
Yeah,
So that one has me excited. Just for some reason, chupacabra just sticks out. It's a fun word and a fun little creature. You can put them up against Bigfoot. See who's really real after all.
exactly. That made me kind of think. I'm like, oh, this might be kind of an answer to all the kind of I don't know what are they minions? Is that
Yeah,
what they're
kind of
called in
the
Tales to Amaze?
sidekick minion
The
bad
sidekick,
guys.
pretty much the bad guys as sidekicks in Tales to Amaze. The cryptids that they had there kind of makes me think of, oh, here you go. Here's if you were playing kind of one of those kind of things. So yeah, I'm excited about that one because yeah, I think the Witcher set had a couple
Oh, yeah.
more monster-like creatures, which I agree that we don't have to go overboard with them necessarily, but it is fun to kind of have a few more of just kind of these creatures versus maybe more people. Um, yeah, I don't know what I think about the art style of that one though. I don't know if I love it
Of the
right off the bat.
chupacabra, or just of the whole set.
The Chupacabra.
Chupacabra is
I guess I don't know what I would expect, but
little scary. I mean, I don't know. Do you go to make him feel nice and heroic, or do you keep him with his
yeah,
monster appearance? I think fitting kind of with the rest of the things. It's probably the right way to go. Uh,
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't like look at that and be like, that's who I want to be. But yeah, but I like the art style and kind of the artist here. And fun fact about the artist, I looked him up on VGG, see what else he did. Apparently, this is his only thing. Apparently, he's done things for Netflix and different things, and has actually
hmm,
helped to create those food illustrations on the Great British Bake Off. I always wondered, I'm like, those
hmm,
look really cool and really yummy. And I don't think he was the main guy doing it, but apparently he helped with that. So there's your fun fact of the
interesting.
day.
I did
Um,
not know that. That
so
is a fun fact.
that's why my mouth has been watering ever since I looked at this
At the
cover.
food.
But yeah, and then kind of the last thing here would be they announced one half of the map, which has two sides to it. And the half that they announced was Santa's Workshop. So I hear that and I look at these characters and I start scratching my head. What is tied to Santa's Workshop here? I don't know everything there is to know about any of these characters, but so yeah, I really
Yeah.
don't know where that's coming
Let
from.
us know in the comments below if you know if there's some connection between Santa's Workshop and these characters, because yeah, I think they had released kind of a little bit of a spoiler image that the location, I think it must have been around Christmas. I think Restoration Games had released kind of a spoiler image of Santa's Workshop. And actually, if you do go and watch the characters we were hoping would come, one of my sets was like a holiday set, including Santa Claus. And I was like, ooh, we're going to get Santa Claus. I thought it was like almost a lock to get Santa Claus. And yeah, I'd say I'm a little disappointed because of that, but uh, yeah, maybe if there's some reason why that connects with these other characters, I can understand it. But uh, it's a little deflating, like having that spoiler
Yeah,
image and then being like, well, yeah, it's Santa's Workshop, but we don't have Santa or anything related to Christmas
yeah, that's
as a
a bit
character.
weird.
So but maybe that means in the future
Yeah,
can do
I hope so.
like they said, if they're they decided this, maybe if they were like originally just going to keep up with this Battle of Legends and maybe now they changed their mind, maybe that made them kind of switch some characters as to when they were going to be released, so maybe Santa was going to be in this and then maybe they are making a holiday set.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
can see that.
so Restoration Games, if you're listening to this, if you make a holiday set, I guess I'll be fine with that.
Yeah, we'll be fine with it. And send it to us real early so we can get our review out there and hype it up.
Right, exactly. Uh, but yeah, let us know in the comments below if you're excited about this one. If you think the Battle of Legends ones are some of the funnest ones, or if you disagree and you're like, actually, I really enjoy the IP, because I'm sure there are people that really do enjoy, those sets of two or three IP characters as well. And that's why I think it's kind of a game for everyone because of how many characters there are now. You can kind of pick and choose what you want. I am excited about these characters, even though they weren't on any of our lists.
Yeah.
If I had to rank like which order I wanted to play them in, um, without knowing anything about their special abilities or anything, I'd probably go Blackbeard, Chupacabra, Pandora, and then Loki. I think that'd be the order.
I
It
think
looks like I just went around the box from the bottom counterclockwise order, but yeah, maybe depending on the ability, I might swap Pandora and the Chupacabra, depending on what. Because I feel like the Pandora, it's going to be something with Pandora's box. It'll be interesting to see what they do, because I'm
yeah,
guessing you'll have a choice at some point.
yeah. That's kind
This
of
is
making
just
me
speculation that you flip over your whatever card, and then from that
yeah.
point forward, it's going to do something, is my guess.
Yeah, that's making me think of things like Alice, things like Little Red, different mechanisms like that. I would say I'm most excited for Chupacabra, and then I guess I'd go Pandora, Blackbeard, and then Loki. So is that both of us putting Loki last?
I think so.
Oh, damn. Mistake. They should have
Yeah.
made Marvel Loki when they had the
Just throw a
chance.
Marvel character into this.
Be like, what are you gonna do about it? Restoration Games shut down.
But yeah, I'm sure there's going to be some people that the first one they want to play as well. So as well, the order you'd want to play them in, whether you know. I'm sure. I think there's a lot of playtesters out there, so yeah, I'm sure some people know. Like, yeah, I've already tried some of these, and I really like this one. Didn't really enjoy this one as much. So yeah, let us know which ones you're excited to play. But yeah, I think this one. When was it? Like a summer release, I think. I don't know if it had it on. I thought somewhere it seemed like I don't. I don't even want to really speculate. I thought I saw like July some on something, but I could be totally wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. So just expect it next week.
It's
Absolutely.
next week, but it's currently out of stock, so it probably won't be today. Uh, and I think they usually do a pre-order at least. I feel like the last ones were like at least a month, kind of before, at least a month before it delivered, if not longer. So, guessing it's at least a month or two away at a minimum. So, yeah. But otherwise, we hope to see you on our next video. And as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on our content.